Thanks for staying with us. Welcome to Newsroom Series on Channels Television. I'm Joker Rogers. Today, we're in the Northwest region, but first, a look at our top stories this hour. Union leaders have just suspended the protests at the Lagos and Abuja airports following an intervention from the Federal Ministry of Aviation. The resolution of the meeting, which has been scheduled for the Federal Ministry, will determine the course of events by tomorrow. Flight operations were temporarily suspended earlier today at the Murtala Mohammed Airport and the Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport owing to the industrial action by members of the Nigeria Labour Congress, the Air Transport Services, Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, and the Trade Union Congress. According to a press statement by Airpeace Limited and United Nigeria Airlines Company Limited, the industrial action had resulted in the barricading of the entrances of departure terminals at the Murtala Mohammed Airport in Lagos, as well as the local wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport terminals in Abuja. The blockade restricted access to these terminals, preventing the departure of scheduled flights from Lagos and Abuja. Consequently, passengers scheduled to travel were significantly affected by the disruption of the flight operations. As at the press statement, however, said the Director General, Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority, Chris Najomo, appealed to the unions to sheathe their swords and exercise restraint pending the return of the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace, Festus Keyamo. That has now been resolved, and the unions suspended the protests following that intervention from the Ministry of Aviation. It's a story that's ongoing, developing, and we'll bring you the latest developments during the course of the day. Well, fear and uncertainty continue to hang over some communities in Kebbi State following a series of attacks and abductions that have disrupted the lives of residents from Maje, Samiya and Bakinrua in Bagudu local government area to communities in Shanga, Ngaski and Yauri. Residents face the reality of insecurity in their homes and communities. In response, Governor Nasir Idris has visited some of the affected areas, commiserating with victims and families while assuring residents of government's determination to restore peace.
Recent attacks and abductions in different communities have left families worried about their safety, livelihoods, and the future of their communities. For residents of Samiya community in Bagudu local government area, this visit by Governor Nasir Idris comes at a time when security concerns have become part of everyday life. He meets residents and families affected by the attacks, offering condolences and assuring them that government is not ignoring their plight.
The governor decided to come here and commiserate with the people of Bagudu local government for the series of attacks they have been having. That's the purpose of our coming here today. And like you have seen, Bono was here. You have seen a lot of people, and you have seen the way Bono was received here by the people of Bagudu local government. And he has commiserated with them and appealing to them, giving them assurance that he is not sleeping. He is working restlessly to make sure that he has curtailed this current problem that we have been having in Bagudu local government.
The governor's message is one of reassurance that efforts are underway to strengthen security and create conditions for residents to return to their normal lives. From the communities, the governor visits the forward operating base in Yauri, where he inspects troops recently deployed to the state to strengthen ongoing security operations. The unscheduled visit to the front line of the security response provides an opportunity to assess the security situation and encourage the personnel involved in the operations, and also to thank the Chief of Army Staff for the additional deployment.
So I want to seize this opportunity to thank the Chief of Army Staff for finding Kebbi State worthy to send these troops so that they will assist the other troops that are here. And I want to assure you that Kebbi State government is doing everything possible to create an enabling environment for you people to operate. And also to tell you that we are together. Even if you are federal government staff, federal government send you to come to Kebbi State and work for us. And the issue of security is a responsibility of all, not only federal government. State government must to participate because it was our people that you came to scare, to assist and ensure that the people of these volatile areas are sleeping with their two eyes closed.
The governor's visit comes against the backdrop of recent security incidents across Kebbi State. And for residents who have lived through these incidents, the expectation is simple, that more than a temporary relief, the increased security presence will help restore the confidence to live, farm, and travel without fear.
5 wards in Severumbini local government area of Sokoto State have been emptied of residents following sustained attacks by armed bandits. Samaye, Lajinge, Makuwana, Unguwa, Lale and the Eastern Ward are among communities affected as residents flee their homes amid growing security concerns. The attacks have also spread to neighboring Shagari, Kebbi, Tambuwal and Budinga local government areas, triggering fresh displacements across parts of the state. In Samaye, residents said that armed bandits attacked the community on Monday night, forcing many of them to flee. Similar attacks have also been reported in Lajinge, where residents say the violence has further heightened fears among communities in the area. The latest incidents have raised concerns over the growing displacement crisis in eastern Sokoto State, with residents calling for urgent intervention to restore security to the communities. The United Nations International Children's Education Fund has brought together stakeholders from Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Jigawa, Sokoto, Zamfara and Kebbi states for a workshop on community engagement in humanitarian action toolkit held in Kano. The training, organized by UNICEF in collaboration with the National Emergency Management Agency, aims to strengthen emergency response systems by equipping participants with practical tools to improve communication, build public trust and enhance community participation during humanitarian crisis. Channel's correspondent Nanchin Vincent reports.
When disaster strikes, the right information at the right time can make the difference between safety and greater vulnerability. This is the focus of this gathering of stakeholders from across the Northwest, as UNICEF, in collaboration with the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, holds a training workshop to tackle misinformation during health and environmental emergencies. The initiative also seeks to strengthen early warning systems and build resilience at community level.
The aim of this training so that we can build our northwest region capacity into that one, because the emergencies from floods, the rapid onset to conflict and others in northwest regions are happening. So we want to build our cadre capacity to address these together with the community. So we are bringing in people from Sokoto, Zamfara, Kebbi, Jigawa, our Katsina and Kano in this training.
With communities across the region facing increasing environmental risk, including flooding, emergency responders reiterate that communication during emergencies should not be an afterthought.
We are all living witnesses. NEMA has plugged of national preparedness campaign of flood disaster and other related hazards. So this is one of the important things that the National Emergency Management did in order to engage the communities at the grassroots to tell them the risk of the 2026 flood disaster that is expected based on the release of NIMET and NISA prediction.
As flooding and other environmental challenges continue to test communities in Kano State, the Executive Secretary of the State Emergency Management Agency, Ishaku Kobarachi, says building community capacity is essential to reducing the impact of disasters.
At the end of the programs, cascaded down to the ground, to the ground level. What I mean, down to the last grade in the structure of the governance, that is to local governments, villages and the rest of it, definitely our people will gain a lot, because some of the problems that may affect them, they may find solutions before the time comes.
Participants reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening disaster preparedness and call for sustained collaboration between government and development partners. From Kano Commercial City, Nanchin Vincent, Channels Television News.
Staying in Kano State, where the government has raised concerns over attempts to take over parts of the afforestation program coordinating unit complex in the state. The government warns that any move to convert the facility for private use would go against the public interest and threaten the purpose for which the complex was established. The Commissioner for Water Resources, Environment and Climate Change, Dr. Dahir Hashim, said this while addressing journalists in Kano. According to him, the Kano State government stands with federal environmental agencies operating from the complex and will support efforts to preserve the facility.
We understand that the Federal Minister of Environment disputed the proposed alienation and that the recommendation was subsequently withdrawn. It is consequently disturbing that people claiming interest in portions of the property have reportedly obtained an order seeking the removal of the afforestation program coordinating unit, the National Agency for the Great Green Wall, and the National Environmental Standards and Regulation Enforcement Agency from the premises. Let me be clear. While the Kano State government respects the authority of the courts and will not interfere with the judicial process, any attempt to convert this strategic environmental facility into private residential or commercial plot is against the overriding public interest. It is particularly unpatriotic to pursue the fragmentation of a facility that the federal government has deliberately selected as the operation base for coordinating the fight against desertification across 11 frontline states. The importance of the complex goes beyond its buildings. Its matured plantation constitute one of the remaining concentration of established vegetation within the expanding Kano metropolis. The trees provide carbon sequestration, reduce urban heat, improve air quality, support biodiversity, and protect the surrounding environment from wind and soil erosion.
When we come back on Newsroom Series, the federal government hails Jigawa State's technical education and investment in youth development. That's in a moment. Please stay with us. 11. We move on to Jigawa State now, where the Minister of Education, Dr. Maruf Olatunji Alausa, has commended Jigawa State Governor Malam Umar Namadi for his investment in technical and vocational education. Dr. Alausa spoke after inspecting skills acquisition and technical training centers in Dutse, where 928 youths graduated from training in emerging technologies under the World Bank Assisted Ideas Project. According to him, the centers are equipping young people with practical skills in welding, garment production, housing, construction, and other vocational areas, helping to prepare them for employment and entrepreneurship. The graduation ceremony was organized under the Innovation, Development, and Effectiveness in the Acquisition of Skills, Ideas project, coordinated by the Federal Ministry of Education and facilitated by a private university.
From the platform, what His Excellency has achieved.
Federal Ministry of Education will also be launching a digital training academy in collaboration with Federal Ministry of Communication, Innovation and Technology. With a 3 million technical talent program to provide a more advanced level of training and certification in the following areas: software development methodologies, cloud technology, cybersecurity, IT automation, product management, AI and machine learning, connected technologies, natural language processing, fintech, parallel computing, and quantum computing. The future belongs to nations that deliberately invest in skills of its people
and Nigeria is determined to be among those nations.
Today we are celebrating the successful completion by these 928 young men and women of a one-year full accredited professional diploma program at Base University, Abuja, under the World Bank Assisted Ideas Project. They have acquired competencies in imagining technologies, including applied artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, business intelligence, data analytics, digital literacy, software engineering, cybersecurity, and other market-relevant digital skills. This milestone is part of a deliberate and systematic effort to build a critical mass of Jigawa citizens with the professional capabilities required to power our digital economy, support innovation, pursue self-employment, and compete confidently in technology-driven organization and the evolving world of work.
And the federal government has reaffirmed its commitment to promoting peace, religious tolerance, and social cohesion among Nigerians. Secretary to the government of the Federation, George Akume, made the call at the annual Tajiniya gathering, urging Nigerians to continue to live together in peace despite their religious, ethnic, and cultural differences. Mr. Akume stresses the importance of unity, mutual respect, and peaceful coexistence in strengthening national development and promoting stability. The gathering also provided an opportunity for religious leaders to emphasize the values of brotherhood, tolerance, and peaceful engagement.
Stand in brotherhood, anchored in common responsibility to protect peace, strengthen morale, and build a society where compassion and justice are upheld. In this spirit, the Tijaniya community continues to demonstrate through prayer, scholarship, charity, and guidance that religion can be a powerful force for unity and moral renewal. As President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I want to reaffirm our government's commitment to religious tolerance.
We're back in Kebbi State, where Governor Nasir Idris has directed the immediate creation of a Department of Christian Matters under the Ministry of Religious Affairs to be headed by a Christian director. The directive came during a special prayer session organized by the Christian community in Kebbi State, where he acknowledged the concerns of Christian leaders, assuring them that the issues raised will be discussed by the government with a view to finding appropriate solutions. The Kebbi State chairman of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Ayuba Kanta, commended Governor Idris for what he describes as his efforts to give Christians a sense of belonging and fatherly care.
The executive governor of Kebbi State, for the first time in the history of Kebbi, we are having special advisors and senior special advisors over 30. And then we also have specifically special advisor on Christian religion. For me, it has never happened before. It had never happened before to have such a large number. And that speaks volumes about the heart of His Excellency.
Let me confess, Dr. Ganda, this prayer, God has answered it. Yes. And we are doing our best to see that all the challenges that is facing us as a state, our people, our administration is doing everything humanly possible to address those challenges.
An inter-church football and indoor games competition aimed at promoting unity, peaceful coexistence, and youth development has been concluded in Katsina State, with St. James Catholic Church emerging overall champions for the second consecutive year. The 2026 edition of the competition, organized by the Katsina State chapter of the Eagle Wings International Ministry under the theme Celebrating Unity, Faith and Excellence Through Sports, featured 12 teams competing in various sporting and talent events designed to strengthen harmony among people of different faiths. Speaking during the grand finale and closing ceremony, the chairman of Elim, Johnson Echedon, said the initiative was conceived to unite young people through sports while encouraging them to discover and develop their talents. The competition is in collaboration with the Katsina State government.
It's for unity among all the various faiths we have, bringing youth together, encouraging them and also harnessing their potentials. So I want to thank the Almighty God for making this edition a success. I said it's for all faiths, from the ESCOs, the composition of the ESCOs, the team members, who all have all the faiths, the Christians, the Muslims. It's just like I said, unity among youths of different faiths. Next plan, like I said, is to see how to expand this to other states and also to see how we can be able to leverage this platform to better the unity among the different faiths we have in the country. Communities like Sokoto, Zamfara, Kebbi, we are already making plans to see how we can expand it, by first quarter of next year. We have 12 participants now, but we are hoping to expand it as much as possible among all the communities we are looking at.
And that's it on Newsroom Series. Thank you for watching. I'm Joker Rogers.